Sweaters are a fun fabric for remaking and just playing around with the design. My name is Tricia Waddell, Editor-in-Chief of Stitch Magazine, and this is Katrina Loving, Projects Editor with Stitch Magazine, and we're going to show you a makeover for your sweater. If you just have something that you want to remake, freshen up, or a thrift store sweater, this is a perfect idea and really quick and easy. So first, we're just going to start with the deconstruction part. That's actually my favorite part. So here we have plain sweater. And all I've done is draw a line that's 2.5 inches over from the center, because we're going to do an asymmetrical cut here. And you're just going to cut it up. It's not that many times where you get to actually cut up your clothes and it not be a bad thing, but this is one of those times. So you're just going to cut up the side, and then you're also going to cut off the ribbing around the neck, and you're going to cut 1/4 of an inch off the edges of the cuffs and along the bottom. So now we get to the reconstruction part.
Okay, so here, initially what I had done was I had this matched up, so this cut line is now matched up again, and I just sort of contoured this edge so that it would be nice and rounded, and this side is going to fold down like this. So you're going to bring this back and pin the cut edges back together. And before I'm going to stitch that, I've already stitched around the cut edges here with a zigzag stitch.
And that's going to keep your sweater from doing any kind of unraveling, and it also just looks pretty.
It does. Okay. I'm going to change the stitch on here to a zigzag stitch. And I'm going to keep this about 1/4 inch away from the edge here.
And since you're sewing on knits, it's a good idea to make sure that you have a needle specifically made for sewing on knits, such as a ballpoint needle or a stretch needle, and that will help make your stitching go much easier. And you can use either a small zigzag or a large zigzag, whichever you prefer. You can even do multiple lines of stitching. What Katrina's doing here, she's using a contrast thread for her stitching so that the stitching shows up. And we're showing a couple different widths here just so you can get a feel for different ways that you can do it. So as we're stitching along, let's also show how you do the stitching along one of the cuffs.
Okay. So see, we've got this stitched together now, so it's back together. So I'm going to stitch along the hemline here. Again, I'm going to be about 1/4 inch away from the edge.
And what's nice with this is that you can leave all the edges raw. It's knits, it's not going to unravel, so you'd have the zigzag stitch to hold it, but you know, you can leave the edges raw. If that's not a look that you like, you can also do finished edges for a slightly different look. So here you just have sewing on the ribbing.
And that just finishes the hem edge there.
And for a little decorative finish, you can just fold down the top and add a couple of buttons or ribbon or whatever you prefer to show a little decorative edge around the neckline. And that's our sweater remake for today.